So we actually met at my birthday party.
One of our good mutual friends, Dre, brought me along and said, hey, I got a friend, she's having a birthday party, let's go.
And he came and I didn't really know who he was.
Ironically, my birthday is 3 weeks later, and she came to my birthday party.
When I got to the party, because I get to everything on time, and nobody else was there, and he answered the door, and I didn't recognize him from my party. I didn't know who he was, and he always describes me as the girl that sat in his kitchen eating all his food before everybody showed up to the party.
But in the third time we met in the African American Culture Center at LSU. Really just got to know each other on like a deep level.
And then we became friends kind of after our third time meeting.
We were talking one day and she was saying that she had never really been on a date.
And he was like, I've just gone on these really bad dates. Like, girls don't know how to hold a conversation. So I was like, boys don't take us on dates enough, so they don't know how to date. Like, it's a skill, you have to work on it. And I was like, I've never really gone on a date, like a first date with a guy.
So I said, let's go on a fake date. You and me, we'll go get something to eat. And we'll just I'll show you what I think a date's supposed to be like.
He picked me up for our practice day and we went to Couillon's Barbecue in Baton Rouge.
I remember we just sat in a restaurant and we talked for like 3 hours.
We were like arguing about stuff, laughing about stuff. We had a really great time and we sat in like this little tiny booth.
I told her finally, I said, look, this is a real date. I said fake date because if you didn't like me, I wasn't gonna get my feelings hurt. So I was like, maybe it wasn't that the other girls just didn't know how to date. It's just they weren't the person for me.
I like hot drinks, but I don't like them to be too hot. And one day I was sick and he made me the hot Theraflu tea and he put ice cubes in it. And he was like, so it won't be too hot. And I was like, you remembered that. So I was like, this guy is really different. Like, he actually listened to what I said and like put it into action.
My family can be really critical about, who comes into the family. I brought her to meet my family for the first time and it was just like, it was so natural. Everybody loved her, and it was like in that moment, I was like, okay, I think you might have found like that person, that one. You look amazing. You look so beautiful.
You look very handsome.
You look beautiful. Oh my God. Oh my God, you look amazing.
You look like a little king or something.
No. We have been anticipating this day for so long.
I'm so excited for not only today, but to be your wife.
I'm thankful that you decided to share your special day, your birthday with me.
I hope you know that you are signing up for a life full of love and fun and understanding, but also challenging moments and growth.
I hope that when you see me, you know that you're looking at a person that's always gonna be there for you, your confidant.
I hope that you know that I love you so much, and you're my absolute best friend in the entire world.
Just everything. When days are not 100, you're feeling more 20, I'll be at 80.
I'm so excited to see you, and I love you so very much.
Dearly beloveds, we are gathered here today to bear witness to the beginning of a new chapter for Staci and Silas. They both emphasize the significance of friendship as the basis of their relationship, that the love and respect that they share emerged from wanting the best for one another as individuals, which ultimately makes them stronger.
You always talk about how the first thing that people notice about you is your eyes. Although your eyes are incredibly beautiful, the first thing I noticed about you was how selfless you are.
I stand before you with a heart overflowing with love and gratitude. You were my rock when I discovered my dad had gotten sick, and even more so when I lost him, because you reassured me that not only did I have a good woman by my side, but a true partner.
I knew I loved you when our relationship challenged me to be better, to be more patient, and to not cuss people out. Even though I'm still working on the last one.
Good. Together, we will continue to navigate the highs, the lows, the laughter and the tears, the rain and the shine, knowing that our love is the anchor that holds us close.
I promise to put in the work it takes to create a beautiful life with you. I vow to be your biggest fan, your shoulder to cry on, and your bestest friend. Sorry, wife. I love you forever and a day.
Thank you. And I promise that with every passing day, hour, minute, and even second, I will love you more and more than the last.
So you two have chosen rings to exchange with each other as a symbol of your unending love.
I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
And I pledge to love you today,
Tomorrow, always, and forevermore.
and forever.
Do you, Staci, take this man, Silas, to be your lawfully wedded husband? And do you, Silas, take this woman, Staci, to be your lawfully wedded wife, to live together in matrimony, to love him, comfort him, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to have and to hold from this day forward, as long as you both shall live?
I do.
I do.
With your commitment to one another and the blessing of everyone who is present here today, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may seal your union with a kiss. Present to you, Mr. and Mrs. Silas and Staci, sorry, Alexander IV. No. It is my prayer for you both that you continue to balance and bring out the best in each other, that you always stay best friends, and that you savor every moment that your marriage brings.
He actually said, I love you first, because I didn't want to say it.
Technically, I said it first, but it was because we were doing this weird thing where we was like, I like you and I like you too.
So we were just sitting together one day, and I don't even remember what prompted me to say it, but I looked at him and I said, I really, really, really like you. And he said, I love you too.
Look, I know we both want to say it. I'll break the ice. Like, I know I love you.
And I was like, oh, well, yeah, that's what I meant. And then I said it back. But yes, he said it first, officially.
Silas, we go back over a decade. Bro, you may not have a biological sibling, but in me, you'll always have a brother.
But I do remember when I decided that Silas was cool. And that was when Wyatt was sitting on his lap at the Honors College graduation. Y'all might know this story. Wyatt was just so in love with Silas that he looked at him and said, "Are you my dad?" And we all went, "Ooh." And Silas went, "No, man, I'm not." And Wyatt said, "Yeah, you're my dad." And so Silas could have freaked out. He was probably a little freaked out, but he didn't show it. He kept playing with Wyatt, and he didn't get mad at us when we ate his chips and drank his soda in Staci's room. And in that moment, I knew Silas was cool.
It's been a privilege and an honor to call you a brother, see you mature, get to this step in life. I look forward to seeing this new chapter you and Staci start on.
The worst fight I've ever seen was about a Popeye's biscuit. Yes, Staci is a huge fan of the Popeye's biscuit and Silas is not. And at the end of the fight, Staci looked at me and said, "I better get a Popeye's biscuit on my wedding day." Wyatt? Here is your Popeye. Yeah! And I made that promise come true. You're welcome.
Well, I'm Staci. I'm gonna tell you like I tell Silas when I first met him. Silas was stuck with me, so now you stuck with me too. So it's all good. Thank y'all for coming out. Let's just make a toast to the groom and the bride.